Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 4, Episode 5 of Refresh Our Memory. March 25th, 2022. This morning, when waking up, I'm feeling all kinds of emotions. I feel overwhelmed. I feel happy. I'm a bit confused as to why I feel these feelings, and I'm so grateful Summer is helping. After breakfast, I messaged Summer. I feel I need to. 9:47 a.m. I wrote, "Good day, Summer. I sent the form in and thank you for the advice. I also sent the governor another letter with some more information. I have sent a letter to him before, and he was helpful, but not enough to get anything done. So I'm praying this time with some more information he may step up to the plate. And thank you so much again, and have a great weekend." And Summer, they disrespected my granddaughter and so many others. Summer wrote, "I'm so happy there was another step you could take to try to get help. If this doesn't work, we will figure something else out. Never give up. You have so much proof. I don't even understand why they aren't under investigation for this, especially with how many are moved just in Babyland. And I'm sure, too, there are moved way more throughout the cemetery. And maybe some people have noticed and have tried the same thing you're doing without any luck. I hope we can get the word out and families that have loved ones buried there start checking and comparing their own photos, if they have any." I wrote, "Yes, I hope that we can get the word out too. I hope the people will check it out. And I have thought the same thing over the years. Why wouldn't they want to fix this for the people? And especially with the proof I have. And oh no, Summer, giving up is not an option. And thank you for everything. And I know you don't know this, but you're an angel sent to us. And I mean that with all my heart." Summer wrote, "I think they expected you to give up and let it go. And little do they know you are determined. The truth always comes out, and I believe in you. And thank you for making me feel appreciated. I've been going through a lot, and I really needed to hear that. I hope you have a wonderful weekend too." I wrote, "I have accused them of that before. They thought I was going to go away. And I did tell the groundsman that's not going to happen. And I do agree. The truth always comes out. And I'm so sorry you are going through so much. Stay positive, think positive, and positive things happen. I'm a believer in that. And at times I have to remind myself of it." When the messages stopped between Summer and I sat and cried. 10:06 a.m. I messaged Jen. I wrote, "This girl, she is all in. She said if that form doesn't work, that she will help me do something else. She said, as we all have said, I see it, you see it, she sees it. And with all the proof, they need to do something. And I'm so grateful she found that packet in the car." Jen wrote, "This is awesome." I wrote, "It really is. She fell from the sky in Indiana." 12:58 p.m. I have a few errands to run, so I did do that. When I got back home, Madison and her friend Abby went to wash the cars. March 26, 2022. The weather is beautiful today, in the mid-70s. The sun is shining bright, and I knew I should be outside. But man, that's not going to happen. I'm not feeling good. My heart is heavy, and I feel sick. I want it fixed. Just fix it already. Everyone have a beautiful day. March 27th, 2022. Thank you, dear God. I start my day by looking on my phone, and if I'm not mistaken of the area of where my brother told me Summer lives, she's still in jurisdiction, 907 miles from Oklahoma. So that's encouraging. After Madison came in for lunch from work and then left to go back to work, I went to the cemetery. 6:16 p.m. I pull into the cemetery, and there's a group of people at the back side. Looks like they are having a celebration for their loved one. At 6:28 p.m. I pull up to Megan's area, and it makes me so mad. But I have to still come here, and I know things are not right. And I pray one day, just one day, someone will listen. Someone will care to see it. I took pictures and visit with Megan, and as I sat here, I looked back on the pictures I just took. There is a green aura in the pictures, and it makes me wonder. I left the cemetery a short time later and drove home. March 28, 2022. Madison and I did yard work today. The temperature is perfect outside. It's a beautiful day. March 29, 2022. It feels like a dragging, unsettled, feeling type day. I wish some of the same things I tell everyone else when I talk to them about the way they feel. I wish I could or would take my own advice. March 30th, 2022. An emotional morning. I'm one who tells everyone to stay positive, and I'm the one who has a problem with it at times. I always seem to go back to the past, and of course I start to cry. 12:32 p.m. Madison asked to go to the cemetery, and I had to tell her I can't right now, but I will try to go tomorrow. Madison said, "Okay then." March 31st, 2022. This morning is much calmer getting up than most mornings and at most times. I have to force myself. When I got up, I ate breakfast and we had to get ready to take Madison's car into a garage. 11:04 a.m. I sent Summer a message. I wrote, "I hope you're having a good day. No word yet, but I'm staying patient for now." Or I should say, hopeful that this time someone will help. And thank you so much again. 11:36 a.m. Madison and I left to drop her car off, and at 1:03 p.m. Madison's driving my car pulled into the cemetery. She drove up to Wyatt first. We sat with him and visited him. Madison pulled around to Megan, and I took pictures. When Madison pulled away, I prayed to both my angels for Summer to continue to help us. Madison drove home. And thank you for this day. And just to keep track of the time limit, it's been a week since I mailed the packet of information to our Attorney General's office. And God, I pray this is what it takes. April 1st, 2022. This morning, waking up, I thought it would be a good day, but as the morning moved into the afternoon, my day seems to have gotten stressful. I'm stressed that my head hurts. The day consisted of me taking a nap, and when I woke up, I feel more groggy than I did before I went to sleep. And this is how I know things are not right with me, because I have to lay down in the middle of the day, and that's not me. April 2nd, 2022. After the day and night I had yesterday, I want it over. I thought and feel like I'm mad at the world. I even thought I can't do that. I can't get mad at the world again or anymore. It will weigh me down. So I can't do that. I'm ready to start my day, so I went to the mailbox to get the mail. I received about 4 pieces of mail and a flyer from our governor. I flipped through the mail and saw a letter from our Attorney General's office. I sat the other mail down on the desk and I grabbed the letter and thought to myself, I even said in a soft voice, this is all I need, because I'm thinking the worst. I sat down to open the envelope and I took the letter out and I start to read it and I start to cry. I'm choked up. 11:34 a.m. I sent Summer a message to let her know I received a response from the Attorney General's office. And thank you for that. I will stay in touch and let you know how it all progresses. You are an angel, Summer. I can't thank you enough. Summer wrote, yes, awesome. I hope it helps. Thank you for sharing. You just made my day a lot better. I wrote, you made mine weeks ago, and now too. And oh my gosh, Summer wrote, I would definitely reach out to anyone who has concerns with this cemetery, if possible, and see if they'd be willing to tell their story about what has happened with their loved ones. Also, maybe some of the families with children in Babyland who do not know the headstones has been moved. I wrote, I have done that, and I plan to keep reaching out to everyone I can. And I'm so proud of you, so very thankful you found that packet. I thank you so much, and please keep giving me the advice. Summer wrote, I have not done much. I'm so proud of you and everyone who's been helping you. Without you, nothing would be done about this. As soon as I had the packet in my hands, I felt like it was something I was supposed to open, and I can't explain why, but I'm happy you let me read it. And thank you for letting me try to help you. I wrote, I have to keep trying everything, Summer. How could anyone let something like this go? I just can't walk away. Summer, you don't know how much I needed the help you gave me when you gave it. At 11:33 a.m., I sent Jen a message. I wrote, I received a response from the Attorney General, and oh my gosh, we have a new Attorney General, so maybe the new set of eyes will get some attention. Jen wrote, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I wrote, it is. It really is. And my gosh, it's about time. Jen wrote, I'm so happy and praying for them to fix this. I wrote, me too, baby. And of course I'm crying, but I'm so happy. I went into the bedroom a short time later to tell Madison and Zoe, the younger sister next to the youngest. I told Madison about what the letter said, and they were happy too. We were all happy for Megan. 11:40 a.m., Zoe came out of the bedroom to use my phone to call her mom. She talked to her mom for a few minutes and then let me talk. I told Nicole the good news, and she's also happy. And I'm crying, of course. Nicole said, don't cry, Mom. You got this. I'm quiet. I sat crying for a few minutes. Nicole and I talked about it, and then we let each other go. At 12:32 p.m., I wrote to Gail, my sister-in-law. I wrote, I received a response today. My angel is an investigation. And thank you, Gail, for leaving that packet in the car and Summer finding it. Gail wrote, you're welcome. It looks like the cemetery has a lot of explaining to do. And I'm happy that God helped you in the way neither one of us knew at that time. I wrote, yes, and they do. And yes, God works in mysterious ways. 1:09 p.m., our family friend came to visit. I told him about the news. He said, you know why that is, don't you? I said, why? He said, because you didn't quit. You didn't give up. I looked at him and I felt proud that he said that. Thank you, my friend. 2:22 p.m. Gail wrote, from the response of my earlier message, she wrote, I agree. And as I read that Gail's message, I have to lay down. It's so stressful. And then from yesterday, and then what I thought the letter was, and then to find out it's good news, I'm just so overwhelmed. I laid here and laid here and laid here. I had to. 3:55 p.m. my brother John called. We talked for a while. I talked with Gail also. I even thanked her again for leaving the packet in the rental car. I believe it was supposed to have played out like this. Gail told me, You're welcome. And we talked about what could happen, and she offered to come down to be my strength if I need her. And it's so nice of her to offer. And thank you, Gail. She said, I don't know why I left that packet in the car. I said it was meant to happen like this. The angels are talking from heaven. She is letting us know how to get this done. Gail said, She sure is. I said, and she has throughout all of this. She has, her and the others. Gail said, That's something. I said, It sure is, but it's pretty powerful. And Gail agreed. When we were done talking, my phone was going dead, so I put it on the charger. And this evening, I'm entering the entries from today into the timeline. I have to keep track of these kind of conversations. April 3rd, 2022. Such an emotional morning, but then to remember the blessing we received yesterday. I just keep thinking, what could their defense be? I mean, they need to make it right. They need to let me know where Megan is. Is she under the south tree or is she dumped out onto the ground? Yes, they need to fix it. That's what they need to do. Zoe, Madison, and I decided to go to the cemetery. 1:08 p.m. I pulled into the cemetery, and there were a few people visiting, even a few people in Babyland 6 West area. I drove on to visit Wyatt. Then I drove to see Megan. 1:19 p.m. I pulled up to Megan's area. The people that were here left some pretty yellow flowers on their loved one's headstone. I took some pictures and sat with Megan for a little while. I got tears in my eyes and I sat there holding my mouth. It's so damn unbelievable. I drove on. I exited the cemetery and I drove home. And I had to just sit and cry. I sobbed. And it helped because it rained all night, off and on, and into the next day. April 4th, 2022. Megan would have been 23 today. She is a beautiful, gorgeous young lady. I adore you, Megan. 8:11 a.m. A message summer. I wrote, Congratulations if your sister had her baby today, and happy birthday to your dad, and thank you. Have a great Monday and week. 9:27 a.m. Summer wrote, Thank you so much. No baby yet, but hopefully soon. 1:02 p.m. Madison and I left to go to the cemetery. On our way over, I stopped to get Madison some lunch before she goes to work at 2 p.m. I pull into the cemetery and I start singing Happy Birthday to Megan. As I pulled up to Megan on the west side, I took two pictures, birthday pictures. I drove toward the back of the cemetery and turned around. I pulled up to the back side of Wyatt's headstone, and we didn't get out of the car. Well, for my reasons. But we sat with Wyatt for a little while, and I took a picture, and I drove up to the street between Megan and Wyatt, and I took a couple pictures of Madison holding the balloons, and then I grabbed the string to the balloons, and we sang Happy Birthday to Megan. When we were done, we released the balloons. I snapped pictures of the balloons in the air, and I drove around to visit with Megan. I took more pictures and I sat and talked to her for a little bit. I told her, "Thank you, baby. I know it was you. And keep telling me, keep showing me what to do, and I will do it." I pulled away, taking a couple more pictures. I told my angels I loved them as I left the cemetery. Happy birthday, my angel girl. April 5th, 2022. First thing this morning, I looked up and said, "Thank you, God. Thank you, my angels." After I got out of bed, I made breakfast and started my day. I'm trying not to think too much about any of it. I finished the last load of laundry, and when I went to check the mailbox, I opened the front door and stood at the box. I closed my eyes and thought, "Oh God." I slipped my hand inside the box and grabbed out the magazines and 6 white envelopes. As I walked back in the door, I closed and locked it. I flipped through the envelopes and nothing. I don't know how soon too soon could be. I can't tell much with any of them. I know I'm not worried, though. The truth always has a way of setting free, and this truth needs to be known. They dumped the water out of a casket onto the ground, and they claim is my granddaughter. And just a thought, Megan, you are truly an angel. April 6, 2022. I have an appointment with my doctor this morning for my 3-month checkup. The appointment went well, and I'm happy about that. When I returned home, I was able to rest until Madison got off work. When Madison came home, we had dinner, we watched TV, and for some reason, at 11:32 p.m., when I got ready for bed, I talked to God. I asked Him to lift the weight. The weight is so heavy at times. All I can do is lay and cry. I told Him thank you, and I fell asleep. April 7th, 2022. Madison left for work, and I tried to get through the morning and afternoon. I try to stay busy, but sometimes that doesn't work. 1:36 p.m. Madison came in from work. She laid on the couch and fell asleep. 3:06 p.m. I missed answering a call, and when I noticed the number, it's a number that looks familiar, but I didn't get to answer it. At 3:12 p.m. I messaged Jen. I wrote a phone number, an odd number, a Moore number called. They left a voicemail, but I haven't checked it yet. Can you check to see what this number is? And can they see if I check my voicemail? 3:23 p.m. I wrote, "It's the city wanting to ask me questions." Odd message. She's even stuttering. Jen wrote, "It is the city clerk office. Screenshot your call log and do not delete the voicemail." I wrote, "All right. Yes, that's who it is. Madison was here when I listened to the message, so that's a witness as to what the lady said." Madison said, "She acts like she doesn't know what she's talking about. Then when she read the number, she said 405-793, then got quiet for a few seconds, then rang off 2 more numbers, then um um then the last 2 numbers." It was an odd message. Jen sent a page of the information of the city of Moore in the clerk's office. I wrote, "Thank you. They have to do the right thing, baby." Jen wrote, "Yes, they do. They need to fix this." I wrote, someone had mentioned that we may not be able to force them to put the headstones back. And when I heard that, I said, "Yeah, maybe not." And I understand Mother Nature has her own little actions, but it's what these people did after the fact. And why would they go to so many extremes if no one could force them to move the headstones back? Jen wrote, exactly. They know what they've done. It clearly shows in pictures. There was no tree in that location where they claim they cut a tree down. I wrote, yes. And all someone has to do is look at the proof. Want to look at the proof. Then I said, I'm not calling the number back until I have someone here to listen to what the conversation is. I'm sorry I feel this way. Jen wrote, did you save the voicemail? I wrote, yes, I did. Jen wrote, all right, good. 4:18 p.m. I messaged Summer. I wrote, good day, Summer. I received a call from the city clerk office of Moore, and I missed the call. I did listen to the voicemail, and she sounds nervous, and she wasn't prepared to give me her information. I'm not going to talk to anyone until I have people around me to hear what she says. If there's any advice you could give me, I would appreciate it. Summer wrote, she said she didn't want to talk to you until there were people around to hear. I wrote, I said I won't talk to anyone unless I have people around me. Summer wrote, smart thinking. I wrote, thank you. Summer wrote, what made you think she was nervous? I wrote, she was stuttering and paused when giving me a number to call her back. Summer wrote, that's really weird. I wrote, it was really odd. Summer wrote, oh, my sister had her baby last night. I wrote, oh, congratulations. I wrote, I'm not too sure about this call and what they need to talk to me about. Summer wrote, well, there's really only two ways it can go, your way or not your way. Don't stress about it. Just make a plan for both and make a pro and con list for both. No matter how it ends, you know you worked your butt off to get where you're at, and that shows what kind of person you are. An amazing person that doesn't give up, which is extremely rare to find nowadays. You should be proud of yourself. I wrote, yes, I totally agree, Summer. And thank you so much again and again. Summer wrote, you are very welcome. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for next week. Stay kind with your words.